Welcome everybody to episode 6 of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
And I am John Cena. I be all I can be. So turn your punk ass around, cause you know you can't see me. CM Punk, you're the best in the world. Well, watch yourself, boy. I stole your crazy ass girl. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. 3 things that I preach. WWE Champion, something Ryback won't reach. You remember Billy Kidman? He had that 7-year itch. Well, my name's John Maiden, CM Punk. You're a crybaby bitch. Word life.
Alright. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed.
Because I can rap, right?
No, because you actually got your name right this time.
I do what I do.
He does what he does. Anywho, welcome. And first I'd like to start off with apologizing to everybody out there who watches our show. Because we got some facts wrong in our last show. When we were talking about D-Generation X doing their big parody. It was actually them parodying the Nation of Domination. I did put a little tag in the video, obviously. If you watched it, you would have seen that. But just want to say we're sorry. And we'll try not to have that happen again.
Somebody should have had their facts right.
You're over here being all like, look at my nose and all this stuff. Maybe you should have known.
Maybe I should.
You were like pretty much acting out the entire scene.
I was, but therefore I don't claim to be the best in the world. I don't claim to be awesome. Okay?
That's true, because you are neither CM Punk nor The Miz.
That's very true.
Neither. All right.
The Miz isn't the best in the world. It was him and Jericho.
No.
There we go with our facts being wrong already in this
Well,
episode.
Punk's the best in the world, and The Miz is awesome. Just saying. Best and awesome.
Oh. Well.
CM Miz. I'm just saying.
That could be interesting.
Could be.
It could be a tag team.
Could be.
Throw Kane in there.
Hey,
Instant
he
win.
did wear that chick magnet shirt for a while.
It's true. All right. So today on Off the Ropes, we have an awesome idea for today's little
Discussion.
Thank you. It's very opinion based, but today we're going to talk about the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship
And title unification.
Is it is it a necessity, Josh?
Honestly, at this point, I feel that they can only benefit from unifying these titles.
I completely agree.
I mean, if you think about it, you have the WWE title, you have the World Heavyweight title. The WWE title has lineage that spreads all the way for like 50 years. Next year is actually the 50-year anniversary of the WWE Heavyweight Championship. This title has lineage that goes all the way back to people like the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers.
Wait, Ric Flair wasn't the original Nature Boy?
No, Buddy Rogers.
What's next? Nature Boy CM Punk? Yeah, look at me, I'm CM Punk. Woo!
Well, if he keeps up his best in the world, then
No.
maybe.
He is not the best in the world. He's more like 7th best in the world. Talk to me in 6 years.
That's true.
However, I mean, let's. It's a great thing that you mentioned that the WWE title goes back 50 years. Let's take a look at this for a second. You got the WWE Championship that has a 50-year lineage. It had a 7-year title run. And then
Bruno
you had
Sammartino.
Then you had the WWE Women's Championship, which went back even further. And it had a 27-year title run.
Fabulous Moolah.
Now, which title do we keep? Which one do we get rid of? Hi, WWE Championship, you've had a great run. But WWE Women's Championship, you've had a great run too. So WWE Championship, we're going to get you a new little partner. It's going to be this purple butterfly, and it's going to be called the Divas Championship. It's going to have its own little lineage and heritage and its run. But don't be sad, because you two could be good friends. Good friends. Because we're not going to call our girls divas. Or we're not going to call them wrestlers, we're going to call them divas. And then TNA's going to come out of nowhere and bitch slap WWE and have knockouts who actually have talent. It's an amazing thing.
It is.
Oh, but which brings us back to our point of today's topic, title unifications.
Now, since the brand unification happened, the value of both these titles has definitely dropped quite a bit.
It's very true. August 29th, 2011, brand unification happens and the shows become super shows.
I mean, they're still Raw and SmackDown, obviously.
But
you can see talent from the entire roster on either show. It doesn't really matter.
Not to mention, you see both the world title and the heavyweight title on both shows. I mean, you see it on Raw, you see it on SmackDown. There's no real point to have two heavyweight titles, in my opinion, anymore. Now, the actual reason that they keep these titles, apparently, that Josh and I found out, is that they want a draw at house shows for SmackDown still. So they feel that, in their opinion, by having a World Heavyweight Championship main event on a SmackDown house show, people are still going to pay to come see that. Now, we've been to both SmackDown live events and SmackDown house shows. Both of them are great shows, but sometimes the house show actually shows up a real show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times, the title match isn't the best match on the card.
Not to mention, in all honesty, it's not very often I agree with CM Punk, but let's take a step back for a second, and I want to ask your opinion.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw either of the World Heavyweight titles in a main event spot?
I mean,
and actually being defended?
I mean, it does happen occasionally, but nowhere near what it should. Most pay-per-views, you don't see it being that way, at least as of lately.
No.
You know, this past year, most of the main events have not been title matches.
No, and I can remember 2 years ago, WrestleMania opened with the World Heavyweight title match. Are you really telling me that the World Heavyweight title means not that much that we can curtain jerk with a title? A main title? I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're going to do that, use, the tag titles or the U.S. or Intercontinental Championships.
But,
I mean, those, they're still a title match, and if you build it well enough and you build the match, it could still be a great opening match for a pay-per-view.
Well, I guess if we're going to talk about how much of a joke the world title has been, we should talk about the joke that was the 45 seconds the Big Show's first World Heavyweight title lasted. He wins the match, gets the title, beat Rey Mysterio, and then Daniel Bryan comes out, cashes in his Money in the Bank, and 45 seconds later, we are now having to listen to, yes! Yes! Yeah, or no, wait, I'm wrong.
No. Because I am the tag team champion.
I am the tag team champion.
I am the tag team champions. And I am not a goat face.
Oh, no, you're kind of getting there. You don't tug on Santa Claus's beard, bitch.
Yeah, you are fat and jolly. Now, in order to go about unifying these two titles, in my opinion, there are only two logical ways to unify the two heavyweight championships.
Agreed.
The first would be to have the WWE Championship absorb the World Heavyweight Championship, which would cause the World Heavyweight Championship to then be retired. This would keep the WWE titles, lineage, continuing. It's 50 years now, and it would continue on from there. The other way would be to take the two individually, bring them together like a shared moment, and then bring forth a brand new title with its own lineage.
That's true.
This is the most unlikely scenario of the two, but I feel like it could definitely give the WWE something that's been lacking. I mean, freshness, you could say.
Well, I agree with this, but at the same time, Josh and I had raised up a point that I thought was a pretty interesting thing. You've had a title unification before during the invasion angle of the whole WWF meets WWE meets WCW, ECW. So, a lot of titles were unified back then. They were thrown away. They were whatever with. They were shelved, if I like to put it. So, back then, as Josh and I were doing our research for today, we found out the Intercontinental Championship absorbed multitudes of titles just to keep its own lineage, but it was shelved itself for a little while and then brought back in like 03, 04. Josh has the list of titles that this thing's absorbed. Josh, fill us in.
Yes, the Intercontinental Championship absorbed 3 different titles. The WCW United States Heavyweight Championship,
Which was later on brought back as the United States title.
The WWE European Championship, and the WWE Hardcore Championship.
I mean, so there you go. 3 titles unified into one.
I mean, the IC title was then eventually absorbed into the World Heavyweight Championship, but then brought back in May of 2003.
See? And there you go. Like I was saying.
They reinstated all of its lineage, so it's not like it lost anything because of that.
So, here's what I was thinking. What if the United States, or not so, wow, I'm sorry. What if the Intercontinental Championship was to absorb the World Heavyweight Championship. You could then take and make a prestige on a title that would make it great again. The Intercontinental Championship would stop being defended as if it was like a mid-card title, which it is, but it shouldn't be.
Think about it. You have this mid-card title. If you get somebody who's got the pull to really carry the Intercontinental Championship, somebody like The Miz, who was a former WWE champion, you have him become the Intercontinental Champion. And then he goes on to challenge the World Heavyweight Champion in a unification match. That way it seems believable that he could really beat a heavyweight championship, and then that would therefore give the Intercontinental Championship a lot of prestige and really show that it's a top tier title, that it could really give a boost.
That's just like you go back to The Miz, though. Because, whereas you're a fan of The Miz is nothing more than a ripoff of the guy that I think should come back out of nowhere and completely help re-revolutionize
and who's
us.
that?
The one and only Chris Jericho.
That washed up guy?
Yeah, that washed up guy.
I agree. I think
Chris Jericho
could be good.
was the first ever undisputed champion. He beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock all in one night.
Absolutely.
Unifies 2 titles. At the time they didn't come out with the really cool one. He was still carrying around both titles, but he was still the unified champion. Mm-hmm. He goes on to be the first champion. Who better to do it again? We've already seen a CM drunk and Chris Jericho feud. Why not do it again? You had the best in the world versus the king of the world. You bring Chris Jericho back. He brings prestige back to the IC title. Goes up against the Big Show, hits a showstopper or the code breaker, and boom, new world heavyweight champion. Unifies the 2 titles together, but keeps it under the IC title run, and then boom, he brings elevation back to that title.
I think it could be something interesting, something that, when was the last time you saw, a winner-take-all heavyweight versus IC title match? Think about it. It was like Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6.
Unless something happened in between there that I can't fully remember.
Think about it. It doesn't happen. So that would be a great way to really shock the crowd.
Even then, though, it wasn't a winner took all. It was he won and had to retire. He had to give up one of his titles.
Very true. And I feel like that's something that could really shock the audience, something that they're not expecting to see, which is something that WWE is lacking right now. It's very predictable.
Well, speaking of lacking, it kind of brings me to one of the guys I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
Jack Swagger.
Okay.
March 30th, 2010. Jack Swagger wins his title as he cashed in his Money in the Bank and made it a SmackDown exclusive. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, in my opinion, Jack Swagger was not ready to hold on to this championship.
Absolutely not.
He did his best at what he was given to run with it and make it a championship run. But in my opinion, this is when the World Heavyweight Championship became a Jeopardy title. Yeah. It stopped having its honor. It stopped having its prestige. The longest reign in all of the World Heavyweight Championship is Batista, and at 282 days, which is 2 days longer than any of Triple H's runs. But the thing is that you've seen people like Batista hold that title. Goldberg, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, Randy Orton, the list goes on and on and on. For a while, it was nothing more than a straight equal to the WWE Championship. And now, the World Heavyweight Championship is being competed against as if it was nothing more than the IC title, therefore making your IC title and your US title nothing more than mid-card jokes. The US title is a title for people who are just coming into this business, having their foot in there, who have potential. Antonio Cesaro, you're no more than an exception to this rule. You've been in the business for 3 months and already they put that strap around you. You should feel privileged. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm all for the title unification. However, if it is going to stay, I think that they need to either freeze the brands again and start making that title worth something again, and then putting one of the mid-carders on each show again.
You have one brand. He was talking about, splitting the brands and freezing them again, but, as of right now, they have one brand. With that brand unification, it made one brand.
Yeah.
One brand should equal one title.
Completely agree.
You know, it doesn't make sense to have two different heavyweight championships.
No.
Because then, who's got the real power? You know what I mean? Obviously, the WWE champion is supposed to be the champion of the WWE.
Okay, so if he's
But what does that say for the World Heavyweight Champion?
Exactly. Well, you've got CM Punk and the Big Show right now, the two tops of the company. You're CM Punk for a second. Because you know I'm not going to beat him. I'm the Big Show. Why have I not punched your face in trying to show that my title is superior to your title?
Exactly. Why have I not come out of nowhere and just blasted you in the face with my title or something?
Well, yeah, because you know you can't lift my fat ass.
Exactly.
But
exactly. I mean, Big Show is the kind of guy who he wants that respect,
yes.
and he will take it.
And he's
Why
doing
hasn't
it,
he?
He's taking his respect though the way that respect should be earned. He's defending his title. He's fighting against anybody he has to, and he's not crying about it.
Exactly. You know?
That makes me respect the champion much more than what CM Punk is doing in his whole watch me.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if we're gonna have one brand, one title, this is how it needs to go: one heavyweight championship, one mid-card top title, one mid-card lower title, and a miscellaneous title, which Josh has a couple ideas for this.
I mean, you could either, you could bring back something like the hardcore title. You
Okay.
know, but with the age of PG at the moment, that's probably not something that we would see unless they went back to Attitude Era TV 14 style.
True.
You could bring back something like the Cruiserweight title, which I would love to see a Cruiserweight division.
Being
we
a fan
talked
of,
about in the last show.
being a fan of WCW, would love to see the television title come back.
A television title. Well, in the new age of technology, you used to have something like the television title. Now you could have something like the Internet Championship.
You mean like Zack Ryder's title?
Exactly.
So
It's already a title. It's already out there.
That's true.
Why
So
not
why
bring
not?
in the Internet Championship?
So then you could have the WWE Championship, the IC title, the US title, and the Internet Championship.
And maybe the Internet Championship is the type of title that they use on like Superstars, because it's only aired.
Superstars, main events.
Well, no, main events aired on TV.
True.
But you have Superstars, which
shows is for
it's
pay-per-views.
Superstars, which is aired on the internet. The pay-per-view pre-shows, like John said, is aired on the internet. Things like that they could easily use, and then for big, and even with the pay-per-views, they could still bring it out, or use it in the middle if they wanted to, because it is a pay-per-view.
And it is a title.
Mm-hmm. It's things like that they should think about.
Yeah.
That I think could really help, bring forth something new to the WWE. That is really just,
Well,
I don't know. I mean, and with the IC title, they could always bring back the 2-year formula that they used to use back in the 90s. This is where you win the Intercontinental Championship, and then within the next 18 to 24 months, you get a heavyweight title shot. It's not to say you're going to win, but you get the shot. You're put up in that spot. And that really shows that these IC title holders are more than just little low mid-card guys. They're meant to be something more.
Agreed. Well, I mean, you look at the list of people who have come out of like the IC title picture and the heavyweight title picture. Shawn Michaels, Diesel. A lot of these guys
Edge,
Christian. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like some of the people from like the class of 2002, never IC title, but at least heavyweight title.
Or even US title, they
yeah.
had US
I mean,
things like that.
The class of 02 needs to be mentioned currently because we're going into their 10-year anniversary. We're in their 10-year anniversary. Okay? It's including such people as Randy Orton, John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar. And I think this is also a good time to mention that the World Heavyweight Championship was re-debuted on Monday Night Raw in 2002. So, I mean...
And you also had the return of, a rather notable Intercontinental Champion, Shawn Michaels.
Who went on to feud with Hunter Hearst Helmsley in his first run as World Heavyweight Champion. And they had some of the best fights they could have in 2002.
Absolutely. Now, you have people like Edge, you have people like Christian, Shawn Michaels, all these, notable and famous Intercontinental Champions going on to become, top tier guys in the company.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I feel like the guys who they're giving the Intercontinental Championship, no offense to guys like Kofi Kingston, I love Kofi Kingston, but I just can't, maybe it's just because it's the time right now, But I can't see him being a heavyweight champion anytime soon.
Neither can I, but it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because people like Christian, who on May 1st, 2011, defeated Alberto Del Rio in a World Heavyweight Championship match, and it was a ladder match. Which, I mean, does that surprise you that a ladder match veteran would win in that kind of match? I mean, the dude's been on more ladders than a painter.
That's true.
I mean, but let's look at it this way. The only reason Christian even got his heavyweight title spot, nothing against Christian, phenomenal wrestler, is because Edge was retiring, and that was Edge's final wish, was that his long-lasting friend in this business gets treated right. As soon as Edge is fully out of the business and wants nothing to do with it anymore, he stops following it on Twitter, stops watching it, he's doing his own thing. What happens, Christian gets injured and pushed aside. Again.
Yep.
It kind of sucks for people like him, but I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he's not John Cena.
Well, I mean, speaking of John Cena, we're talking, you talked earlier about how with the whole brand unification, okay, they brought everything in. But if you go to a house show, it still seems kind of like a split brand.
Yeah.
You have one heavyweight title on one and one on another, because they tend to hold shows on the same day in different places. And that is the way WWE works. They want to use a heavyweight title to draw people to a house show. And I understand that.
They want money.
You want ticket sales and all this stuff. Okay. Well, when you have guys like John Cena who could main event, a house show without being in a title picture, then there's really no need to have a second heavyweight championship.
No.
You could have a prestigious Intercontinental Championship match as a main event. Or even just a big superstar match. You know what I mean? You have, like, the new show, like, main event. Those types of matches, I would pay to go see.
Yeah.
That kind of a match could lead a house show, and I would go and see it.
Why are people like The Miz and, let's say, Randy Orton, why are people like that not being given, like, IC championship runs to help boost the title back up?
It's mainly because I feel that they aren't thinking about boosting that title, so they still they're considering it a mid-card title, and they don't want to give a top-tier guy a mid-card title.
Well, that doesn't say much for The Miz then, who 2 years ago was main eventing WrestleMania as the champion, and now is the, former.
He was, recently, not too long ago, the Intercontinental Champion. I mean, and it's very true. You have these top guys that want a space, as a champion in the business. Obviously, everybody wants to be a champion in the business. That's just the way it is. But not everybody can be a champion at one time. But then you have two heavyweight championships, and yes, it gives more guys an opportunity, at one time. But it kind of loses its value.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's one heavyweight championship, then it's one prize for everyone to strive for. Not, you know what? I can't get the WWE title. I'll just go for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's good enough. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be one heavyweight championship to strive for.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I think that was pretty well said. I mean,
okay.
In my opinion, drop the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm a WCW fan. I'm going to miss the title. But what are you going to do? Titles need to be, defunct once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Things need to be spiced up occasionally. You got to switch things up. And, with us talking about the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship, I think this is a great time to segue into our next segment, On the Shelf. And today, we have two DVDs that we'd like to talk about.
The history of the World Heavyweight Championship.
And the history of the WWE Championship.
I'm the World Heavyweight Champion!
I'm the WWE Champion!
Oh, mine's better.
No, mine's better, because I'm the champion of the WWE.
Yeah, well, I'm the champion of the world.
Yeah, but the WWE is the world, and I'm the champion of it.
It's only a universe.
Yeah, exactly. And there's plenty of worlds in universes.
Mine goes all the way back to 1961.
Yeah, well, technically, if you look at the case, it says 1905.
Yeah, get that one.
Now, with the history of the World Heavyweight Championship, yes, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship came about in 2002, but it is linked to titles that have gone all the way back to 1905, including, we have, let's see, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and it goes And all the way
It goes
up
all the way
through
up to the NWA WCW split.
WCW their World Heavyweight Championship, and then into the WWE/WWF World Heavyweight Championship.
I recently watched this DVD, and I was impressed because the very last match on this DVD is Jeff Hardy versus Edge, the ladder match they had at Extreme Rules 2009. Okay, and let me tell you something. Do you remember this match?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what happens at the end of this match?
Refresh my memory.
Jeff Hardy and Edge go for about 30-35 minutes in an intense ladder match. Ladders were broken by body as people were just out of it. Jeff Hardy comes out of nowhere with a twist of fate at the end, gets the win. Okay?
Yes.
Jeff Hardy's first World Heavyweight title win.
He did have the WWE before that.
Yes,
but
yes.
This is his first World Heavyweight title win.
He gets about 10 seconds to celebrate when all of a sudden, none other than CM Punk comes out the curtain and cashes in his Money in the Bank. Scoops Jeff Hardy up, hits the go to sleep, grabs the leg, pins him, 1, 2, and Jeff Hardy kicks out. You go, buddy! You kicked that straight edge nigga's ass!
Dude, you can't say things like that. That's racist.
Ass?
No, the N-word.
I said nigga.
Who are you?
Nigga.
Who are you, Booker T?
No, he said it with PER. And that was Hulk Hogan. But this is my thing, okay? The kid gets his first World Heavyweight Championship win. You can't let him at least go to Raw with the title? You gotta cash in right then? I mean, he just destroyed himself. If you watch this match, you'll know what I'm talking about. Why do you have to come out of nowhere and ruin everything? And then 4 months later, 2 months later, you retire him from the WWE altogether and he goes home to TNA and now I can't see him because I don't have cable? Well, screw you, CM Punk. Screw you and your fat Junos.
Wow, you're just full of racists today, aren't you?
I'm sorry. The Jews don't have big noses. They just have better things to smell with.
Touché. Now, with the history of the WWE Championship, this is also a fairly good DVD. I mean, there's some... Hey. WWE Championship.
World Heavyweight.
WWE.
World Heavyweight.
WWE.
World Heavyweight. Go ahead. Have your moment.
There are some fairly good matches spreading all the way back to 1971. Now, the thing I found... Yes, it's even got this nice little timeline.
Well, I was giving...
And speaking of this, yes... The thing that I found interesting about this DVD was the first match on the first disc, is Ivan Koloff versus Pedro Morales, Madison Square Garden, in February of 1971. Okay, and you can see that right, where is it?
Top.
This one right here. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can quite see this, but that means that this DVD neglects the first 3 champions to hold this title. Can you see that okay, guys? Alright. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yes, the first 3 champions were Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, and Ivan Koloff. Bruno Sammartino...
It doesn't neglect the first one because he's on there.
It doesn't neglect him, but it neglects his title win.
True.
Because it was a month before that. Yeah, because Pedro Morales... This is the one where Pedro Morales wins. Now, Bruno Sammartino is the longest reigning WWE champion in history. This is actually when it was still the WWF Championship. And he held this title from, let me get the exact dates for you. He held it from May 17th of 1963 until January 18th of 1971. A little over about 7.5 years. Or 6.5 years. Almost 7 years total.
Almost. He still didn't beat...
No, oh wait. Yeah. But that is the longest reign in WWE history for this title. Yet they don't even bother to put any of the matches during that time frame into this. Which I found, I mean, maybe they don't have any footage of it.
Possibly.
Something like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But I would have loved to have seen... the match that Bruno Sammartino won, to start his 7-year run. I think it would have been an awesome thing to have, but unfortunately they don't put that on there. Another notable match, the WWE Championship match, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6. We mentioned that earlier.
Champion versus champion.
It was where Hogan was the WWE Champion, Ultimate Warrior was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
I mean, A great match. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you either buying the DVD or like looking it up online, something. Renting WrestleMania 6, whatever it happens to be. Find the match, give it a watch. I think you'll like it.
Also, find Rico Cruz. Ask him to do his Ultimate Warrior impersonation of the promo from before that match. Absolutely hilarious.
Absolutely.
The freaking Rican is a bomb.
The freaking Rican. We also have matches like Triple H versus Cactus Jack in a street fight for the WWE Championship. And that's... You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't sign up to fight that guy!
This is where Mick Foley, on the Titantron, it portrays all three of his characters in the same shot. A great trick of cinematography. I love it. He does an interview as Dude Love, and he brings in Mankind, trying to figure out which one of the two of them is going to fight Triple H. And they're like, well, it's not my bag, baby. And he's like, what about you? And Mankind's like, I know somebody we should bring in. And Dude's like, oh, you're not thinking about the cat I think you're thinking about. And then Mankind's like, oh, I hope you're thinking about what I know you're thinking about that I'm thinking about. And the Cactus Jack comes in all bang, bang! And Triple H is like, I didn't know! No! And it's just freaking hilarious. And you also have matches like the Chris Jericho versus Stone Cold Undisputed title match. Which really got the unification going.
And on this one here, we have the Chris Jericho Stone Cold Steve Austin match.
No, The Rock. This is Stone Cold.
Oh, then this one's The Rock. For the WCW title, duh. And then it's the actual, is that the unification match?
I think so.
Yes.
Vengeance.
Then this is the first match, that's the second match.
Buy both these DVDs, you can watch them back to back. It'll be like you're just there.
Or email me and I'll let you rent them for like $1.
Email me and I'll let you rent them for 50 cents.
You don't even own them!
I'll steal them from you, man.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I get a cut on that, right? 25 cents?
I'll give you 20 cents.
I'll give you a kick to the nuts.
And they finish off this DVD with a triple threat match from Vengeance 2005, John Cena, Chris Jericho, and Christian.
I don't remember that
I don't
match.
remember it either, but it sounds interesting and I might go home and watch it. I highly recommend it. I mean, you got John Cena, Chris Jericho, and Christian. That's just a recipe for good news.
Or horrible match.
No, that's only if it's CM Punk.
Oh.
Yes.
Obsessed in the world of my ass.
Mm-hmm. Well, that about wraps up the show for today.
Wrapped up like a mummy.
Yeah, just like a mummy. Or a Christmas present, since Christmas is right around the corner.
Merry Christmas to all our loyal viewers.
Oh, we'll have another show before then.
You hope.
I will eat your face. Well, we would like to wish you all adieu. Check us out on...
Did you just wish them a dude? If they're chicks, they might like that.
Well, according to YouTube, 25% of our viewers are female.
Interesting. Which brings us to an awesome point, by the way. Most of our, 25% of our geography...
About a quarter of the people who watch, or the views at least, that we get for our show...
Are you guys from Ireland?
From Ireland. Which
That
I
is
found
awesome.
out, Austino942. You're in Ireland. Thank you very much for watching our show.
Thank you. It makes us proud to know that my Irish heritage is going noticed for once.
And just so you know, in an upcoming episode...
What?
We will do a tribute to Ireland.
So we're going to mention 3 wrestlers and that's the show?
Oh, there's a lot more than you'd think.
Alright.
So stay tuned
Roddy
for
Piper
that.
better not be on that list.
No.
Okay.
He's from Scotland. Actually, he's not from Scotland.
No, he's not even Scottish at all.
He's billed from Scotland.
You know what? We'll talk about that later.
Yes. So make sure you check us out and like us on Facebook.
I don't use it.
Why not?
Because my computer crashed.
Well, that's sad. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter.
Don't like Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of rumors. A lot of celebrities.
Lots of tweets.
A lot of tweets.
Okay. And check out all our past episodes and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
No, my YouTube channel got suspended.
Why did it get suspended?
I put up videos that they weren't very happy with. Something about nudity, and you're not supposed to post that kind of stuff on there.
Oh.
There should have been an agreement thing.
Huh. Maybe you should just stick to that other site.
That's true.
Yes. Well...
But, I mean, at the same time, though, they shouldn't tell me I can put any video up there I want to.
That is true.
I mean, your mom was obliged, but I don't think they were.
This has been Off the Ropes with John and Josh.
I'm John.
And I'm Josh. We are down for the count.